Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Mundo in the house. And let me see, Charlie, JT, Mundo Monday on a Sunday. Time traveler must have moved to the chair again. Yeah. Jim, thank you for coming, guys. Hey, I want to apologize to you guys right now in advance, man. I had a lot of allergies going on. I just got back from Houston, from a wedding probably about 20 minutes ago. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to get ready and get some medicine going and everything. So I do apologize if I'm coughing and sneezing and everything else in between, man. So I'm not even drinking tonight. I'm drinking Coke Zero tonight, man. No COVID, I tested, so I'm good there. I think it's just allergies and everything else in between. Maybe a little cold, but other than that, yeah, I'm good. Um, so tonight's topic, guys, I wanted to have I want to talk about keeping an open mind on things because I have been going through some of the YouTube videos, and one of the YouTube videos that I was going on is the eccentric artist, right, Michael, and he has got some great videos on there, and I actually asked him if he'd like to come on the show, but he is so busy, super busy, that he respectfully could not come on, and he very much appreciated, the thought of him coming onto the show. So, Michael, if you actually do listen to the show, man, I appreciate you very much, and it's always going to be an open invitation if you ever want to come on, and I relayed that to him as well. Um, but one of the things that I found very interesting Jim, an open mind is fine, just not too open that your brain falls out, right? But I love the fact that things that you can see and learn from, on different YouTube videos, right? Oh, God, excuse me, guys. I do sincerely apologize. Like I said, I didn't have any time to really get too much medicine to not get like this. So, again, I was watching Michael's video on making a lightsaber blade, and what I found very interesting was the fact that he utilized the female end, right, of the LEDs, right? You get the new strip of LEDs like this, and to test them, you can test them on power sources and everything. But one of the things, like I said, I was finding very interesting was that you make a gizmo, right? Like you're making a blade and you use the female and the male part together to get the same effective test to test the LEDs. And I actually found that very interesting. And I decided that I was going to try it myself and see if it actually worked properly, right? Now, I did try, and I have to sand this blade a whole lot. I wanted to get it put onto the Warlock hilt right here, but unfortunately, the blade stock right here is still kind of big to slide all the way down, even though I've been sanding it. But I did sand enough of it to do on Roy Boy, and so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to switch the SD card out of the Warlock, and we'll go ahead and we'll put it on to Roy Boy, and we're gonna test the LEDs like that, so you guys can see what it's kind of like to do that, right? And this is the reason why I say keep an open mind, because if you haven't tried this method, if you haven't watched Michael's video and you have not tried that method, I think it's an awesome way to test out your new LEDs, right? And make sure that you do have a full battery. I don't necessarily have a full battery, but at least 90% of the battery. So we should be okay technically. Technically, we should be okay. Oh man, see, I've got so much stuff on my bench right now because when we took off, we took off on a Friday night, and so uh I didn't have much time to clean anything up, and so I'm gonna have to do that this week and try and clean up my bench a little bit so that I have room to work with. And let's see here. Let's get Roy Boy. So we're gonna get Roy Boy, and I should be able to slide it all the way down in there and get it there, just like that. So not only get the battery to get in here. Yeah, I don't need my brains jumping out either. What little I have left, Jim. What little brains I've got left, man. They don't need to leave this body right now. I tell you, some days it's just madness. It's pure madness. I think I might have to admit myself like my clients, right? Man, I'm gonna have to take care of myself just like I take care of my clients, man. Instead of bipolar, I mean, geez, I might end up having multiple personalities. But that's okay because then I can make a lightsaber for each personality, right? So first of all, before we test any of the lights, let's make sure that I've got good battery enough. And let's see here. Oops, you know what I did? I forgot to put the SD card in. My bad. You see? I tell you, what little brain I have is just like, oh my God. I'm lost in Yonkers right now. Mountain Sabers, what up, my friend? Welcome, welcome to the show, dude. Glad you can make it, man. And Mountain Sabers have been coming out with some pretty freaking rad sound fonts lately too, and he's got some good stuff on a couple of his new videos. Yeah, if you haven't checked out any of his new videos lately, highly recommend checking them out. Right? It's associative personality disorder. Jim, I think you're absolutely right, dude. Jim couldn't be more right, man. But I mean, what do you if you're having multiple testing away, I see, cool man. Yes, sir. I don't know, Mountain Sims. Have you checked out the eccentric artisan his blade making video? And that's what I was talking about a minute ago. Is that you test your new LED strips, and one of his methods to testing it was to test them on your saber. And I found that very interesting, and that is the reason for tonight's topic was to keep an open mind on things. And not only that, it doesn't just pertain to, testing your LEDs or anything, but that pretty much pertains to any ideas that you have within, making certain stuff for sabers. And whether it be chassis, whether it be bodies, whether it be, just parts in general, maybe even crystal chambers, um, excuse me, found parts, I mean, you got to have fun with it and keep, like I say, keep that open mind on how you want to perceive certain parts, certain sabers, and everything else like that, right? Okay, so I've connected it, and let's see if I've got good battery.
Stand by.
All right, I got sound, so let's see what we got. Woo! We got lights. We got lights that are working. Oh no, let's see. Yep, they seem to be working all right. Not bad. Not bad. All right, so let's put this down. I don't want to. Yeah, what do I do with the filter? There it is. I don't want to blind everybody here for that long. So, but as you see, that method works fairly well, right? Let me get these LEDs off here so I don't accidentally pull any wires or anything like that. Um, everybody is different and everybody's got different ways of doing things. Whether, like I said, whether it be chassis, whether it be sound fonts, um, and I think that when you have an idea and you want to test it out, whether it be somebody else's idea, right? Whether it be somebody else's idea or your idea, what do you've got to lose, right? If there is something that enables you to go ahead and get further within that process, your creative juices start flowing. Like right now, as well as I pulled the old blade out of my, because I'm gonna make a new blade myself. So I pulled the old blade out and I took some of the LEDs off of here. So I shortened the blade up a little bit. I'm probably, depending on how this turns out after my testing and see if there's any other bad connections in here and bad LEDs, I may end up making a lamp saber out saber blade out of this lamp saber, excuse me, like Anthony tries, does. Or I could just make like a dagger saber blade, something like that. So, there's all kinds of ideas out there, and you want to just, instead of being, stagnant to certain things, try things differently. Try. I mean, you could always go and ask, right? A dagger for sure. Exactly. I mean, I don't have to have this whole, LED strips. Now that I got two brand new ones, I can turn this into a dagger saber or something like that. So, um, that's gonna be in the works. Excuse me, guys. So, I do want to try some new things myself, and like I said, with these testing the LEDs this way, um, it's a great way to learn different ways of doing, uh, getting the same result of things a different way, right? It's not just one way. And I think for somebody who's very creative, I'm not that creative, but for somebody who's more creative than I am, uh, doing something like that and keeping an open mind to certain different ways of doing things and and resulting in a great result or maybe even a happy accident, right? Can really trigger some good stuff. Yeah, stagnation is death, and body in motion tends to stay in motion. Right, exactly, Jim. So, and I see all these new designs of sabers coming out. I see all these new forms of saber fonts coming out, and so different shows are having different elements for a new set of fonts to come out, right? Um, and so utilizing those fonts and utilizing these different areas and avenues to achieve great things within the saber community is a positive for everybody. And I'm super excited because of the new Golden Harvest version 4 board that's coming out, and now it's going to be able to do a lot more stuff too. So that's going to be, great in itself, right? So with that new board, man, who knows what's going to end up happening with that new board? Um, and the beta testers, I'm glad that are doing their deal to get things done. And that way, when it comes time for them to start selling, oh, they're going to start selling like hotcakes, man. I'll be lucky if I get one before they all sell out. Yeah, yeah, Mountain. I see that, and I see how you try to make everything a lot different, right? I think so too, Mountain. Yeah, I think that board is just going to be exceptional. I'm very excited about it. Very excited. And if it continues to stay wiring up as easy as the version 3, then I mean, my God, I can see it surpassing some other boards. Um, Profi, I think, is going to have a good neck and neck running with it. You know, excuse me, my God. So, like I said, I think it's going to be a good thing because you don't get the same stuff over and over, right? Want to test it with a quad star pentastar play. Ooh, Jim, right? And here's the thing, Mountain, you couldn't be more right because I think with diversity, you're going to end up getting that stagnation. And in, what up? Welcome, welcome, dude. Glad you made it, bro. Um, I think once there hits stagnation within the saber community, it's going to come very hard and fast, and people are just going to kind of drop it like a bad habit. Even if there's certain new things going on, um, even with new hilts and everything, everybody's just kind of like, okay, this is the same thing. Why do I need to do this? Why do I do that? We got to find a way to keep things fresh. Excuse me. Like I said, I'm so sorry, guys. Like I said, if we keep things fresh, not only hilt designs, font, fonts, as well as new ways of creating chassis, new ways of um, keeping the saber community together in terms, I think that there will be no stopping this fun hobby, right? And yeah, that's the thing, Mountain. We have to make it worthwhile. And it's a good thing, and it's a good thing that you have generational people coming in. You have a lot of people going out, but you have a lot of people coming in as well. And, in and out, in and out. But at the same time, these people are wanting to learn stuff and have the amazement and to be able to interact with these you know with these custom sabers. When I was a child, I played with Star Wars stuff, but I did not have I had one lightsaber through my whole childhood. I had the Vader O3, right? Vader saber. And I'm currently working on that as well. Um, that's going to be a next build after my father's build, right? Which is the balance. And I've already been working on the chassis for it for a long time. Oh, yeah, see, Mountain, exactly. To me, I think it's fun too. And there's a lot better teachers out there like yourself and Jim than I am, right? And I don't perceive myself as one of those that can go and do what you guys do. I mean, I'm nowhere near you guys in doing what y'all do as far as installs and everything else on top of that. One of these days I might get to that point, right? But it's slow going for me. And what I offer is when I come onto this channel and I want to offer a place where people can come, sit down like they're sitting at a table, and we can talk sabers, have a drink together, and just have fun. You know, and there's people out there that don't have anybody to talk to about this stuff. And that's one of the things that I feel so important and passionately about is that you can come on here, and if you want to come on the show, come on the show. I'll send you the link. If you want to be here and just talk on here onto um on the comments, and that's cool. Uh, And so I provide the fun time for everybody to come here and talk about this stuff. Let's say, Mountain, we're gonna come and we're gonna talk about, the Sabres from your point of view as opposed to, anybody else's point of view. Um, and there's no, I don't want to have that. I would love for you to come on this show, man. I really would. I invite everybody. See, here's my philosophy. There's always an invitation to come on this show. It's never a have to. It's always an invitation. And my show is an open door. You want to come on? Let me know. I'll send you a link and come on to the show. Doesn't matter. I invite everybody to come onto the show. And I really do believe that would be awesome to have you on the show. Oh my God, excuse me. And the more guests that I have on, and the more guests that I have on that people want to see and want to talk to and everything else. Yeah, Mountain, if you want to do next Sunday, I'll send you the link for next Sunday. And if you have a topic you want to talk about, let's do it, man. We'll get on here and we'll talk about any topic you want to. And if you want to talk about your work, we can talk about your work and what you're doing and all that stuff, man. I have no problem doing stuff like that. Uh, we're here to provide fun for everybody, and that's the whole point of the show. When Anthony, Jesus, I'm so sorry, man. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Let's do it next Sunday. So, for all of you newbies that are here and watching, and everybody on the watching the show tonight, Mountain Sabers will be on next Sunday. We're good, man. We got it. It's a done deal, man. It is a done deal. I really do believe that talking about things like this and having people genuinely interested in certain aspects of it. No, Jim, I did not hear back from Carly, so I may have to send her another email. Now, I did get with, like I said, um, the eccentric artisan Michael. He, like I said, he respectfully declined, and so did Obi Dad Kenobi. Right? They both stated that they were too busy to come on the show, and especially on the weekend. I would have loved to have them on here, man. That would have been like super awesome. But I understand, I get it. Obi Dad Kenobi's got kids, and his time for his kids. You can't argue with that. I got teenagers, so my kids are like, man, dad's a drag. I gotta hang out with my friends, not my dad. you know, Especially girls. So, it is what it is, right? And that's the thing that when you get information to people and you make it fun, I want to get that interaction from people as well. I mean, you can sit on the sidelines and you can watch the show all you want, but I want you to tell me what's on your mind. I want you to come and talk to me about your saber experiences, right? I want you to tell me how much your fun you're having with this specific hilt, or the kind of problems that you're having with this font, or this hilt or that, and let's try to get you running. You know, If I can't do it, I know plenty of people that can help you get running. I can direct you to people to get it running. I've asked Jim, Ziali's on here. Jim has always been there for me as well as Anthony and um all the guys that I've asked, Anthony and Jedi Arms Dealer and Jim and uh even Benji from Nerf Herders, all of these guys I've asked, I've asked for help and I've gotten the help. But one of the things that I'm going to challenge people to, and you have to challenge yourself. I am dyslexic as hell. I have a hard time reading things. It takes me several hours just to do, diagrams, to look at diagrams and make sure I'm wiring right. Hold on, guys, just a second here. Let me see. Oh, crap. Okay. So, no, no, no. Let's see. Jim's all I try. Man, but here's the thing. Persistence gets you a lot of places. But again, I want to reiterate that challenge yourself and exhaust every avenue of information before you ask. Because when you do that, yeah, I can hear some people right now, oh, not this same speech, and this and this and that. I can hear it, and it's okay. And the reason why I'm going to repeat myself is because for the new people that come on, they have these questions. With the new people that see this, sorry, the new people that are going to watch this and see this, they're going to have certain questions. And if you go down the path where you're looking at the manual, first of all, then you go to the forums, and then you go, watch videos. And if you're like me, I'm a visual person. So I watch a lot of videos and learn things that way before I ask, right? And then, like I said, I pretty much exhaust all my avenues before I ask. And when I do, I ask and even Rich Sangello, man, I've asked him a ton of questions, even after looking at the book and the manual and stuff like that, because I still couldn't get it through my head. And then when he says, okay, think of it this way, and it worked, right? And so that's another reason why I say keep an open mind about things and information, because you will not find if you cannot find the answer in the manual, if you cannot find the answer in the forums, if you cannot find the answer in videos, then you ask, a seasoned vet of things, and they're down to help you. They are down and they genuinely want to help you. But before they do, you got to help yourself a little bit, Don't just go straight into it like I did, man. I did that. I went and I tried to run, before I crawled. Time and money, dude. If time and money is important to you and you don't want to waste it, learn all your stuff first, and especially from these seasoned vets. Mountain Sabers, when he was learning stuff, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mountain, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you started doing fonts and everything like that, did you just jump into it, or did you learn certain things before you created your first fonts and stuff like that? You know, you watched videos, you saw people do this, you learned the programs of what they were using, what they were utilizing, and before you created your first one, you got a hold. you were down, you had already learned what those programs were capable of before you created your stuff, right? So, God, man, sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, man. So, and everybody learns different. So just because you don't do something the way somebody else does it, don't beat yourself up about it. You keep trying and you get it done eventually. Um, I actually want to create, and I've seen chassis made out of copper and brass. I actually want to go to Home Depot now and kind of make certain things like that. Just to just to buy copper tubing stuff and try it, man. Um, just to see what I'm capable of with a Dremel and copper tubing, right? Let's see here. And then it says I'm in the newbie club, and I'm currently looking at a bunch of videos on how to add fonts and blade styles, and eventually what to make noise. See, nothing wrong with that. And then mountains and visual as well, diagram videos, trial and error. Yeah, see, right here says everything. And I'll tell you, musician for 30 years. Wow. See, so you do bring some experience to that, right? Yeah. And Jim has electroplating. Yeah, Jim, I think that could be extremely fun. Right now, I don't have the means to do that, but I would love to do that. I mean, I've got a neighbor that has a 3D printer right across the street, but unfortunately, he's not home a lot. Oh, and then you just got a Profi 3.9? That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. That is sweet. And they're for a good price too, man. I mean, you can't argue with the price for what you get with a Profi, dude. You really can't. You really can't. I think eventually I'm going to learn the Profi. It's going to be very hard and difficult for me, but I think eventually I should be able to, work into it slowly and surely. A lot of copy and paste stuff. Oh, that sounds cool, man. Mountain. I promise you I won't be like this for our show, dude. I just didn't have a whole lot of time. I was telling everybody that I went to Houston, Texas for a wedding, and I got home probably 20 minutes prior to the show. So not a whole lot of time to do anything. Got home, got my stuff set up here, and then turned on the show basically. So you know, hopefully next week I should be all good to go and not all like this. Killing me right now, man. Um, and then I know I'm turning off some viewers like this, and I do apologize for everybody. And again, yeah. But what can you do? I wanted, I was, I didn't do the show last week, so. Well, and that's another thing, Mountain. I don't believe that's why I do the live, man. That's why I do the live because I don't. You can't edit live. You can't edit live. And in watching a lot of videos, you know, a lot of people have great videos, but when you edit stuff, you don't see the trials and tribulations that people actually go through. You don't see the screw ups. You don't see the time that it takes them. You don't see like they messed up on a wire and that wire gets fried or the board gets fried. You don't see any of that, right? Nobody sees the real frustration in doing those videos. and, and when I'm on the show like this, I want to portray that. So when I'm doing certain things on the sabers, and if I'm wiring buttons and wiring chassis, and you see me screw up, I'm gonna screw up a lot, and people are gonna see what I'm doing wrong. And I know I'm going to probably end up getting a lot of flack for things, but it's my way. It's not your way. And if you don't like the way I do certain things, that's okay because I'm not you and you're not me, right? So if I screw up a wire, I screw up a wire, and I'm going to keep doing it until I get it. And I want people to see that. I want people to see that, okay, maybe I cut the wire too short, or maybe I did take it too long, or something like that, right? Yeah, Mountain. Yeah, you could. You could, and look at Megtooth. Megtooth always did when he did certain live videos, he worked on the sabers and stuff like that. And I loved watching those. So if he messed up on a wire or he did this and he did that, he didn't care. But he's such a great installer. I mean, he doesn't have to think twice about stuff now. Oh my God. Um, you know, and that's the thing that come on, come on to the show and show people. Let's get things going, man. Let's show what the real struggle is on doing these installs. Because yeah, exactly, and it is okay, and that's another reason for me doing the live show is I want to portray it's okay to make mistakes. Every single installer makes mistakes. Whether they show you or not is a different thing. And I love each and every one of them, how they do their videos, the way they do their videos. It doesn't matter. Learn from them, and even if they don't show you those mistakes, you know, they're gonna show you what's working. They'll show you what is working, how they did certain things, Um, like Jeremy, man, uh, from Solos. I love when he shows when he's installing something. He's been doing it for so long. It's just second nature. And even though he rarely makes a mistake, I mean, he'll show you. I mean, he shows you there's certain things that are kind of hard to do and what not to do. But I mean, it's second nature for him just to grind them out, man. And he does it with such grace. He does it with such grace. And even Benji, man, Benji has a beast on some of the installs that he does, right? And and even all of the other font makers as well, and the process that they go through, and especially you, Mountain, right? The process that it takes to get a single font out is phenomenally time consuming. Right? It is. It's a lot of fun. And but it's very time consuming. Charlie, I wish I was a wizard, man, but I'm nowhere near the capacity of these other guys. But I want to make it real and I want to make it where people understand what it takes to do these things, as well as having fun. That's my main goal is to have fun with this, right? I want to portray the fun in listening to this stuff. I want to portray the fun in doing this stuff. I want to portray the fun in having your ideas come to life. That is one of my main goals. I want somebody to come and say, "Hey, you know that, I was watching, Saber Talk Sunday and I had an idea and I did it and man, I can't believe that." So you and I are on the same page, Mountain. I mean, entirely, man. I'm glad we got the same mindset. A lot of people out there, like I said, there's a lot of people out there that don't have anybody to talk to about this stuff. Whether it be a significant other, whether it be a family member that they're staying with, maybe their best friend, maybe, or a group of friends that they hang out with, and they want to talk about this, but their friends are like, "Yeah, no, don't go there, dude. Not when you're with us." That's where Mountain, you and I come in, right? Come on, have a seat. Let's talk. Let's talk. Like I said, man, I invite people. You have a specific way of doing certain things, come on to the show. Tell me you want to come on. Tell me you want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's have fun. You want to drink a beer? Drink a beer. You want to drink regular Coke? Drink a regular Coke, man. Yeah, exactly, right? If it teaches them something and it helps, that is our whole entire goal. And have fun doing it. Have fun doing it. You know, like I tell everybody with Roy Boy, right? With Roy Boy. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. I loved my friend so much, my best friend, that I got his voice on here. Um, Matter of fact, let me put that font on, and I'm gonna take this part out. Okay, now that we tested that, but I wanna go back. Stand by. Jesus, what did I do? Okay, here we go. Drop the kill key. Let's see here. One, two, three. Volume control activated. No, I don't need volume control. Volume adjusted. Thank you. And let's see. One, two, three. Sound menu. All right. You went over my helmet. That's funny. I love that font. Appears to be a standard sequence violation. Hey, Chet. Welcome, dude. I'm glad you made it, man. Be wary. I sense a disturbance in the force. Qui-Gon. Mantle of the Force. Yeah. This is General Kenobi. There we go. And don't ask me why I put it on the Kenobi font, but I just did. So, like I said, I I thought it was kind of ironic that I did put it onto the Kenobi font, but at the same time, my thought process. Ah, sorry, guys. My thought process was my friend was into everything, and he had such a colorful personality that he would give Kenobi a run for his money, right? So he's kind of like an Anakin, right? He's kind of like an Anakin, all over the place. So when I turn on this font and I pull the kill key, you're gonna hear my best friend, and he would when I would call him or he would call me, he would say, "¿Qué pasa, mama?" That was our introduction to each other, right? So here we go. ¿Qué pasa, mama? There you go. That's my friend Roy. And that's why I named this saber Roy Boy, right? And there's a few other fonts on here that I'm going to get on eventually and put some. Oh God, excuse me, guys. Jesus. Um, that's befitting to it. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, man. Um, like I said, do anything that you want, and when you keep an open mind to things, and whether it be new fonts, new things, in terms of chassis, I'm still trying to figure things out for this chassis right here. This chassis was from Wicked Sabers, right? And it's kind of odd because in here, how to put the battery, I think I'd have to wire the battery straight up wires. And it's got it for the OLED screen right here, right? And then you got the recharge port right there. You open it up and it's set for, I believe, a CFX in here, right? You know, the CFX goes right up in here. Speaker goes right back here. But how the battery is perceived in here, there's really nothing to hold it unless I put a screw, right? Put a screw in here to hold it. And it's, I mean, I'd have to drill it and put the screw in there to hold it. Now he's also got a weird little hole right in here. And I think the way he was trying to utilize this, probably was uh, gosh, what do you call it? E6000 for the battery to stay in there. Um, hmm. Well, see, because yeah, I could. Depends if it would come out every, Well, the battery tabs don't even fit in here. That's what I'm saying, Jim. Battery tabs won't even fit in here. It's kind of odd because if I did put battery tabs, right, I'd have to cut into the chassis, probably back here and maybe in between here. And I really don't want to mess this stuff up right there. Shims, that might be a good idea, Mountain. I didn't think about that. Yeah, check. um, I just got back like 20 minutes before the show started. I just got back from Houston from a wedding, and a lot of dust and allergy stuff is just going on. And I didn't have enough time to take any medicine to get myself right before the before the show started. Because I walked in, put stuff down, got everything ready, and got on the show. So that's pretty much how it went. It's about a 3.5 hour drive from here to Houston, and um, we also had to go and drop my daughter back off at A&M College Station. So that was another hour outside of of our running time. So um, well, see, this one is gonna have to have the 18650. I can't put a 2700 in it because the 2700 is too big. So, and the 18650 just barely has. I mean, it's got probably that much clearance enough to just slide in and out real. You know what? As a matter of fact, let me see. I think I have the battery here. Oh yeah. Okay. So let's see if I can show you how much clearance. And you have that much clearance right there, right? Now hold on. I didn't actually. Let's do this because I don't think it's gonna fit, but might as well try it, right? Let's try it. Oh, 18500, maybe. So let's see. Let's see what a 2700 might. Oh, oh, my God. 21700, man. Look how much clearance you got on that thing right there. Jesus. And of course, I've got, tape on there for a reason because the tab started pulling away from here, so I got that. Oh man. So wow. You see what I say about keeping an open mind, right? Look at that. Wow. That is nuts, dude. That is nuts. And you see just enough clearance right here for the wires. Wow. You see what I say about you see what I say about keeping an open mind on things, right? Well, this whole time I'm talking about that shit, and it's like, yeah, I think the wiring's gonna be very, very tight though. It's gonna be super tight. Super, super tight. Jeez, man, I tell you, you know, figuring things out, right? Because, and if I put it, let me see here, and because I have all these wires right there with the, my only concern, and if you look in here and you see, my only concern is that you have the recharge port right there. I don't know if you can see, let's see. Okay, see the recharge port right there, and it would be touching the back of the battery. So I would probably have to make sure that that battery is not going to move close to that recharge port. Oh, yeah, thank you, man. Like I said, this chassis was done by Wicked Sabers, and I have seen, it's a really good chassis, man. And I'm interested in using it. It's definitely got a challenge to it, right? Especially to try to put the pins right here too. So, man, I tell you, uh, like I was saying, the open mind for all different things, right? So, and I don't, man, I'm probably gonna have to get another hilt for this chassis because originally I was supposed to get the hilt use this chassis for the balance. Excuse me. My God, I am so sorry, guys. Jeez. Um, but Rich Sangillo, like I said, did an awesome chassis job, and I have the chassis inside for this. And next show, I'll bring it out. I'll next show I'll bring it out when we talk to Mountain and stuff. So it'll be a good thing to do stuff like that. Oh, sorry guys, I gotta get out of the picture here for a second. Dropped an SD card, and I do not want to leave it. I do not want to leave it on the floor. So let's see. Oh yeah, Jim. I mean, it's an awesome looking chassis, man. It really is. It really is. So so I actually didn't think that. And see, now it's gonna be tough to get the battery out. Okay, finally got the battery out. Took a little effort, but now I know I need to order another 21700 battery for that. Yeah, Chet, I think you're right. Uh, I'm pretty sure that's probably the safest thing to do. That'll be the safest thing to do, man. Make just do safety precautions so that nothing touches wiring and so forth. And like I said, I may take a grub screw and put it in there so that I can tighten the battery down and it won't move, when I'm moving it around. So um, I'm actually kind of intimidated about doing stuff like that myself. But like I said, with me talking about keeping an open mind on things, um, I think I can learn to do it and do it well eventually, right? Yes, I am. I don't do live on Facebook a whole lot. Sometimes I do. I'm going through StreamYard right now. I go through, the internet and StreamYard because uh this is because Anthony Space Window lets me run the show the way I want to run it, and I love Anthony to death, for him allowing me to do the show like the way I do it. And but I also piggyback off of this show for the Mundo channel, right? At Mundo Cabrera 7007. So everything that people are seeing here on this channel can also go on to, my Instagram and see the same videos over there and give some love over there if they wish to. Um, and again, if people wish to like and subscribe, more power. I love you. And I just, I want to be here as long as I can. Excuse me, um, I want to be here for people. And just like you, Mountain, we need to teach people and enlighten people on certain things. And so when I say keep an open mind to things, that that is an avenue that people should, consider. I do want to eventually make a testing box. Oh yeah, Jim, that might work. I got this little thing right here. I got this off of Wish, and it tests 18650 batteries, right? You put the leads on here, and you touch the positive and the negative, and you push the little button, and this lights up on how much battery you have. So I know the custom saber shop has their own test boxes and stuff like that, and I think I would love to get one. But like other people, I think it'd be a lot of fun to make my own. Get a box and do a drill and do all of that and set stuff like this up. Um, I also have a a digital. I am so sorry, guys, that I keep coughing and all of that stuff. I do sincerely apologize. But I've got a digital counter right here as well, right? Um, so I got these two things, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, I got these two things. I can make two different sets of testing boxes for batteries or whatever you will, you know? Um, and so, like I said, utilizing that open mind method and getting some different stuff and trying it out, see what I can do with it. And if you know the Star Wars lore, I mean, it's all found parts from different things here and there. Why not utilize that? Excuse me, my God. Utilize found parts. Utilize parts. Think outside the box. Think outside the box. So this hobby's going to be around for a long time, whether you choose to stay in it or not. I mean, might as well make it fun, as fun as you can make it. Now, one of my other things is I have a design in my head for a hilt. I cannot. I draw for the life of me, even if it meant saving my life. I couldn't do it. I can't. I make a stick figure look bad, man. But if I can have somebody help me and draw out my vision, and then get somebody to make it for me, right? And I make one and drum up some interest in it. if there's enough interest in it, I'm thinking of about maybe a hundred piece, 100 run and see how that's gonna hold out. But I'm gonna try to give myself anywhere from a year to two to get it done. Oh God. Okay, guys. I think I'm gonna have to call it, man, because this is getting a little worse, and I think y'all are getting tired of hearing me coughing, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and head out, and thank you guys for Mountain, especially you and Jim and everybody on here. Um, Chat, all of you guys. I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart to come on and interact and talk with me on here. It means the world to me, and anybody else who watches the show to come over here. Oh yeah, thank you. And then you know, I I I I can't express how much it means to me, how much it also means to Anthony Space Windu. Um, Especially because oh yeah, no man. Yeah, we could do a redo or whatever, man. I mean it's not that bad, dude. It's probably one of those 24-hour things, man. Just raw honey, clover. Yep, yep. I think I'm gonna do that here in a little bit, Jim. It'll soothe the throat. Um, Again, for anybody else who's watching the show and would like to come on, you have an idea, you want to talk sabers, come on. I invite you to come and tell me, hey, man, Mundo, I'd love to be on this show. I'll send you a link. Come on, let's talk sabers. Let's have fun. You drink whatever you want to drink. I ain't got no worries, man, on what you drink, man. Sometimes I got beer, sometimes I got whiskey, sometimes I just got a regular drink. So, and if you wish to like and subscribe, I love you for it. That's awesome, man. And I don't require it, but because, like I said, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for fun. Money would be a bonus, but I want to keep it fun. I want to keep it entertaining, and I want to keep it informative. Now, I may choose to repeat myself a lot. Sorry, guys. um, I choose to repeat myself sometimes because people who catch the show later, they don't hear it right away. And when I repeat myself, it for somebody who comes in and they see it, throughout the show, yeah, it gets a little tedious, right? Oh, thank you. And then, um, you know, I want to make sure that I get that information out to people, even if it doesn't stick in here right away. Repeating it sometimes will eventually get there. So that's the whole point too. And if I talk too much, guys, let me know. Let me know. I'll change things up. Okay. You know, I don't hold no grudges. I take criticism, constructive criticism. It's all good. We'll have a good laugh at it. And yeah, again, I got to make fun of myself because then I can't make fun of anybody else, right? We can make jokes, and we're gonna need to make some saber jokes and everything else on top of that. Okay. So from that point on, guys, Mundo's gonna brand out. I'm gonna get on the branding and love y'all. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Let's see here. Mundo out. Peace.
In here, we pour whiskey.